Welcome to Yankee Stadium. 78 Denver against 73 New York. For a first-round playoff game. Gogolak to kick off. The kick from Gogolak is returned 13 yards by Young, Lumpkin on the tackle. First and 10. Jaworski pitches left to Haddix. Haddix on the carry, gain of 3, Mendenhall on the stop. Second and 7. Jaworski drops back to pass. Medium slant to Carmichael. Jaworski completes the pass to Carmichael, gain of 24, Athos with the tackle, first down. Jaworski drops back to pass. Long fly. Jaworski completes the pass to Quick, 35-yard gain, Williams with the tackle, first down. Jaworski back to pass. Medium hitch. Jaworski passes to Carmichael, touchdown 78 Denver. Franklin T will try the point after. The kick by Franklin is good, 78 Denver 7, 73 New York 0. Franklin to kick off. The kick from Franklin is returned 10 yards by Houston, Dowles on the tackle. Snead calling signals. Roland takes the handoff. Roland with the carry, gain of 4, Harrison on the tackle. Penalty on the play.
False start. Offense. Number 62, 5-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
Second and 11. Snead back to pass. Snead to Tucker against Hopkins. Snead to Tucker, incomplete, Hopkins on the coverage. Third and 11 from the 11. Snead fades back to pass. Medium hitch. Snead throws incomplete to Johnson. Blanchard to punt. Standing in the end zone. "43-yard punt by Blanchard, return of 11 by Chiara. Jaworski drops back to pass. Short sideline pass to Oliver. Jaworski completes the pass to Oliver, gain of 23, Hughes on the tackle, first down. Jaworski gives to Haddix. Haddix with a gain of 4 on the play, Mendenhall on the tackle. Jaworski at the line. Give to Oliver. Fumble. Oliver with the carry, gain of 4, fumble recovered by Campbell, 73 New York ball. First and 10 at the 12. Running right. Room to run. Roland on the pitch, gain of 12, Williams on the tackle, first down. Johnson with the ball now. Johnson the ball carrier, gain of 5, Robinson on the tackle. Give to Roland. Roland on the carry, no gain, Williams on the tackle. Third and 5. Snead with a short drop. Short hitch to Roland. Snead completes the pass to Roland, gain of 6, Robinson on the tackle, first down. First and 10 at the 35. Snead fades back to pass. Snead dumps it to Roland. Snead with the pass to Roland, incomplete, Robinson on the coverage. Second and 10 from the 35. Snead calls out the signals. Fades back to pass. Medium fly to Johnson. Snead completes the pass to Johnson, gain of 11, Logan with the tackle, first down. The give to Johnson. Johnson the ball carrier, gain of 2, Wilkes with the tackle. Snead sets up in the pocket. Medium hitch. Snead throws incomplete to Johnson. 3rd and 8 from the 48. Snead at the line. Fades back to pass. Medium slant. Snead to Grimm, gain of 15, Edwards with the tackle, first down. 1st and 10 at the 37. Snead hands to Rowland. Rowland on the sweep, 3-yard gain, Harrison on the tackle. 73 New York breaks the huddle. 2nd and 7 from the 34. Snead drops back to pass. Medium slant to Grimm. Snead completes the pass to Grimm, touchdown 73 New York. Gogelak will try the point after. Gogelak converts the extra point, 78 Denver 7, 73 New York 7. Here's the kick from Gogelak. The kick from Gogelak is returned 36 yards by Young, Brown with the tackle. Jaworski calling signals. Sets to throw. He checks down to Haddix. Jaworski with the pass to Haddix, incomplete, Biles with the coverage. Jaworski fades back to pass. Medium cross. Jaworski throws incomplete to Carmichael, Athos on the coverage. 3rd and 10 at the 40. Jaworski drops back to pass. Medium hitch to Hoover. Jaworski to Hoover, gain of 20, Christ on the tackle, first down. Jaworski fades back to pass. Short out pass to Quick. Jaworski passes to Quick, touchdown 78 Denver. Franklin T will try the point after. The kick by Franklin is good, 78 Denver 14, 73 New York 7. The kick from Franklin is downed by Houston. 1st and 10 at the 35. Rowland with the handoff. 2-yard run by Rowland, Williams on the tackle. Snead fades back to pass. Throws to Rowland's back shoulder. Snead completes the pass to Rowland, gain of 6, Robinson on the tackle. 3rd and 2 at the 43. Snead calling signals. Drops back to pass. Snead checks down to Johnson. Snead throws incomplete to Johnson, Logan on the coverage. Blanchard to punt. A 43-yard punt by Blanchard, return of 13 by Chiara. Doubling Quick at the line. Jaworski calling signals. Oliver with the handoff. Oliver on the carry, gain of 4, Lockhart on the tackle. Jaworski drops back to pass. Short hitch to Quick. Jaworski completes the pass to Quick, gain of 15, Williams on the tackle, first down. 1st and 10. Jaworski calls out the signals. Drops back to pass. Medium slant. Jaworski to Carmichael, gain of 24, Athos on the stop, First down. Jaworski is back to pass. Medium hitch to Carmichael. Jaworski throws incomplete to Carmichael, Athas on the coverage. From the Jaworski calls out the signals. Jaworski hands to Haddix. Haddix on the carry, gain of 2, Hughes on the tackle. 3rd and 8. Bad snap. Fumble. Jaworski on the carry, no gain, fumble recovered by Jaworski, 78 Denver maintains possession, 35-yard attempt for Franklin. Franklin is good from 35, 78 Denver 17, 73 New York 7. Here's the kick from Franklin. The kick from Franklin is returned 12 yards by Love, Cowher with the tackle. Snead fades back to pass. Short hitch to Rowland. Snead passes to Rowland, incomplete, Robinson on the coverage. Snead fades back to pass. Medium out. Snead completes the pass to Grimm. Penalty flag.
Pass interference, offense. Number 27.
2nd and 16. Bad snap. Fumble. Snead with the carry, loss of 1, fumble recovered by Hill, 73 New York maintains possession, 3rd and 17. Snead drops back to pass. Short sideline pass. Snead passes to Rowland, gain of 7, Griggs on the stop. Blanchard to punt. From his own end zone. A 41-yard punt by Blanchard, return of 19 by Chiara. Jaworski fades back to pass. Medium into Quick. Jaworski to Quick, incomplete, Williams on the coverage. 2nd and 10 at the 34. Jaworski with a quick drop. Short slant to Quick. Jaworski to Quick, touchdown 78 Denver. Franklin T will try the point after. Franklin converts the extra point, 78 Denver 24, 73 New York 7. The kick from Franklin is downed by Houston. Snead sets up in the pocket. Medium flat. Snead passes to Herman, incomplete. Snead drops back to pass. Medium curl to Tucker. Snead to Tucker, gain of 12, Hopkins on the tackle, first down. Give to Johnson. Johnson with a 1-yard run, Wilkes with the tackle. 2nd and 9. Snead hands to Rowland. Rowland the ball carrier, gain of 7, Williams on the tackle. 3rd and 2. Snead pitches right to Johnson. Johnson gains 3 on the pitch, Williams on the tackle, first down. End of the first quarter, 78 Denver 24, 73 New York 7. Snead calling the signals. He fades back to pass. Medium out to Johnson. Snead passes to Johnson, incomplete, flag on the play.
Illegal motion, offense. Number 11, 5-yard penalty.
73 New York trailing by 17. Snead sets up in the pocket. Snead throws underneath to Johnson. Snead is intercepted by Fowles. Flag on the play.
Holding offense. Number 72, 15-yard penalty.
Jaworski is back to pass. Short slant to Quick. Jaworski throws incomplete to Quick. Williams on the coverage. 2nd and 10 from the 50. Jaworski with a short drop. Short button hook to Oliver. Jaworski to Oliver, 10-yard gain. Flowers on the tackle. 3rd and inches at the 40. Jaworski gives to Oliver. 2-yard gain by Oliver. Hughes with the tackle. 1st down. Quick toss to Haddix. 5-yard gain by Haddix. Gregory on the tackle. 2nd and 5. Hand off to Oliver. Oliver on the sweep. Gain of 8. Gregory with the tackle. 1st down. 1st and 10 from the 25. Jaworski back to pass. Long curl to Quick. Jaworski throws incomplete to Quick. Williams on the coverage. 2nd and 10. Give to Haddix. Haddix on the carry. Gain of 3. Athos on the tackle. 3rd and 7 from the 22. Jaworski fades back to pass. Short curl to Quick. Jaworski completes the pass to Quick. Gain of 12. Williams on the tackle. 1st down. 1st and goal at the 10. Haddix takes the handoff. Haddix with a 5-yard run. Flowers on the tackle. 2nd and goal. Oliver with the handoff. Oliver on the carry. Gain of 4. Mendenhall with the tackle. 3rd and goal from the 1. 73 New York stack the line. Current drive, 10 plays, 49 yards. They've used 5:34 on the clock. Haddix with the handoff. Haddix the ball carrier, touchdown 78 Denver. Franklin T will try the point after. Franklin converts the extra point, 78 Denver 31, 73 New York 7. Franklin to kick off. The kick from Franklin is returned 8 yards by Houston. Ellis with the tackle. New York down by 24. 1st and 10. Snead calling signals. Snead sets up in the pocket. Medium flat. Snead completes the pass to Tucker. Penalty on the play.
Holding offense. Number 63.
1st and 24 from the 13. Snead at the line. Snead gives to Johnson. Johnson on the carry. Gain of 7. Hairston on the tackle. Snead at the line. Snead sets up in the pocket. Medium button hook. Snead to Johnson. Gain of 8. Logan with the tackle. 3rd and 9. Snead to throw. Medium curl to Tucker. Snead throws incomplete to Tucker. Hopkins on the coverage. Blanchard to punt. A 50-yard punt by Blanchard, return of 14 by Young. Flag on the play.
False start. Offense. Number 50, 5-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
And off to Haddix. Haddix with a gain of 7 on the play, Douglas with the tackle. 2nd and 8 from the 38. Jaworski hands to Oliver. Blocking in front. Oliver on the carry, gain of 13, Hughes on the tackle, first down. 1st and 10 from the 49. Jaworski fades back to pass. Medium fly to Haddix. Fumble. Jaworski to Haddix, gain of 35, fumble recovered by Haddix, 78 Denver maintains possession. Give to Haddix. Haddix with a 2-yard run, flag on the field. Second and 8. Jaworski calls out the signals. Jaworski with a short drop. Short slant to Quick. Jaworski with the pass to Quick, touchdown 78 Denver. Franklin T will try the point after. Franklin missed the extra point, 78 Denver 37, 73 New York 7. Franklin with the kick. The kick from Franklin is returned 18 yards by Houston, Cowher on the tackle.
Illegal block, receiving team.
1st and 10 at the 10. Give to Rowland. 1-yard gain by Rowland, Clark with the tackle. 2nd and 9 from the 11. Snead with a short drop. Snead is sacked by Griggs, loss of 5. 3rd and 14 from the 6. Snead fades back to pass. Medium hitch to Tucker. Snead completes the pass to Tucker, gain of 11, Hopkins on the tackle. Blanchard to punt. A 44-yard punt by Blanchard, 11-yard return by Chiara. Jaworski hands to Haddix. 1-yard run by Haddix, Boych on the tackle. 78 Denver working slowly. Jaworski calls out the signals. Fades back to pass. Medium fly. Jaworski to Oliver, gain of 14, Hughes on the tackle, first down. Slow down. Jaworski fades back to pass. Jaworski checks down to Oliver. Jaworski completes the pass to Oliver, gain of 8, Files with the tackle. 2nd and 2 from the 27. Jaworski working very slowly. Jaworski gives to Oliver. Oliver with a gain of 2 on the play, Campbell on the tackle. 3rd and inches. 78 Denver working slowly. The give to Oliver. Oliver the ball carrier, gain of 2, Mendenhall with the tackle, first down. 78 Denver by 30. 1st and 10 from the 23. 3:16 in the second. Jaworski taking his time. Jaworski gives to Haddix. Haddix with a gain of 2 on the play, Mendenhall on the tackle. 78 Denver by 30. They're taking their time. Takes a 5-step drop. Medium hitch. Jaworski throws incomplete to Haddix. Penalty on the play.
Holding defense. Number 45, 5-yard penalty. Automatic, first down.
Jaworski pitches left to Oliver. Oliver lost 4 on the play, Gregory on the tackle. 2-minute warning. Jaworski fades back to pass. He throws underneath to Oliver. Jaworski completes the pass to Oliver, gain of 10, Hughes on the tackle. 3rd and 4 from the 10. Jaworski barks out the signals. Drops back to pass. Jaworski is sacked by Mendenhall, loss of 4. 21-yard kick for Franklin. This is a gimme. Clean snap from Morris. Franklin is good from 21 yards, 78 Denver 40, 73 New York 7. Here's the kick from Franklin. The kick from Franklin is returned 9 yards by Houston, Cowher on the tackle. 73 New York trailing by 33. Snead hands to Johnson. 2-yard run by Johnson, Wilkes with the tackle. 2nd and 8 at the 18. From the hurry up offense. Snead gives to Rowland. Rowland on the sweep, gain of 5, Harrison on the tackle. 3rd and 3 from the 23. Hustling to the line. Snead hands to Johnson. Johnson with a 4-yard run, Armstrong on the tackle, 1st down. End of the first half, 78 Denver 40, 73 New York 7. Here's the kick from Franklin. The kick from Franklin is returned 14 yards by Love, Cowher on the tackle. Snead fades back to pass. Long crossing pattern. Snead to Grimm, incomplete, Devon on the coverage. 2nd and 10 at the 34. Snead with a 3-step drop. Short slant to Tucker. Snead completes the pass to Tucker, gain of 14, Wilson with the tackle, 1st down. Snead at the line. The give to Johnson. Johnson with a 3-yard run, Armstrong on the tackle. 2nd and 7 from the 49. Snead fades back to pass. Medium hitch to Herman. Snead passes to Herman, gain of 12, Fowles on the tackle, 1st down. Snead fades back to pass. Medium cross. Snead throws incomplete to Tucker, Wilson on the coverage. Snead sets up in the pocket. Short hitch to Grimm. Snead passes to Grimm, gain of 9, Devon on the tackle. 3rd and 1 from the 28. Snead hands to Johnson. 3-yard run by Johnson, Mitchell with the tackle, 1st down. Snead fades back to pass. Snead checks down to Rowland. Snead completes the pass to Rowland, gain of 5, Cranack with the tackle. 2nd and 5 at the 20. Snead gives to Rowland. Rowland with a 4-yard run, Mitchell with the tackle. 73 New York breaks the huddle. 73 New York down by 33. 3rd and 1 from the 16. Snead hands to Johnson. Johnson with the carry, gain of 4, Wilson on the tackle, 1st down. Current drive, 10 plays, 54 yards. They've used 5:55 on the clock. Johnson with the handoff. Johnson on the carry, no gain, Chiara on the tackle. 2nd and 10 from the 12. Snead at the line. Sneed with the give to Roland. 4-yard run by Roland, Mitchell on the tackle. 3rd and 6 from the 8. Sneed sets to throw. Sneed throws downfield to Grimm. Sneed completes the pass to Grimm, touchdown 73 New York. Goggalack will try the point after. The kick by Goggalack is good, 78 Denver 40, 73 New York 14. The kick from Goggalack is downed by Young. Haddix with the handoff. Fumble. Haddix the ball carrier, gain of 1, fumble recovered by Mendenhall, 73 New York ball. Sneed at the line. Takes a deep drop. Sneed throws deep. Sneed throws incomplete to Grimm, Edwards on the coverage. 2nd and 10 at the 36. Sneed with a short drop. Short slant to Herman. Sneed to Herman, gain of 7, Young with the tackle. 3rd and 3 from the 29. Sneed with a quick drop. Short crossing pattern to Tucker. Sneed completes the pass to Tucker, gain of 8, Hopkins on the tackle, 1st down. 73 New York down by 26. 1st and 10. Sneed drops back to pass. Short out pass to Tucker. Sneed throws incomplete to Tucker, Hopkins with the coverage. Sneed pitches left to Johnson. Johnson on the pitch, 1-yard gain, Griggs on the tackle. 3rd and 9. Sneed fades back to pass. Medium hitch to Roland. Sneed passes to Roland, gain of 8, Wilkes on the tackle. 19-yard try for Goggalack. Clean snap from Larson. Goggalack connects from 19 yards, 78 Denver 40, 73 New York 17. Here's the kick from Goggalack. The kick from Goggalack is returned 10 yards by Young, Brown with the tackle. 1st and 10 from the 10. Hand off to Oliver. Oliver with the carry, no gain, Deutsch on the tackle. Jaworski fades back to pass. Jaworski checks down to Haddix. Jaworski to Haddix, incomplete, Douglas with the coverage. 3rd and 10. Jaworski fades back to pass. Medium cross to Hoover. Jaworski throws incomplete to Hoover, Christ on the coverage. Runager deep in punt formation. Standing in the end zone. "41-yard punt by Runager, fair catch by Athos."
Roughing the kicker, defense. 15-yard penalty. Automatic, 1st down.
Jaworski gives to Oliver. 1-yard gain by Oliver, Gregory on the tackle. Jaworski hands to Haddix. 1-yard run by Haddix, Mendenhall on the tackle. 3rd and 8 at the 27. Oliver on the draw. Oliver on the draw, gain of 2, Files with the tackle.
False start. Offense, 5-yard penalty. Repeat, 4th down.
Runager will kick it away. "40-yard punt by Runager, return of 9 by Athos." Snead fades back to pass. Snead throws underneath to Johnson. Snead completes the pass to Johnson, gain of 4, Logan with the tackle. 73 New York breaks the huddle. Snead fades back to pass. Medium into Tucker. Snead completes the pass to Tucker, gain of 13, Hopkins on the tackle, first down. Roland takes the handoff. 3-yard gain by Roland, Armstrong on the tackle. Penalty on the play.
False start. Offense. Number 16, 5-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
2nd and 12 from the 40. Snead calls out the signals. He fades back to pass. Medium fly to Grimm. Snead throws incomplete to Grimm. 3rd and 12 at the 40. Snead barks out the signals. Snead sets up in the pocket. Medium slant to Herman. Snead to Herman, incomplete. Blanchard to punt. Chiara standing inside his own 10. "35-yard punt by Blanchard, out of bounds. 78 Denver by 23. Hand off to Haddix. Haddix with the carry, 2-yard gain, Deutsch on the tackle. 2nd and 8. They're in a slow down. The hand off to Oliver. 3-yard run by Oliver, Campbell on the tackle. 3rd and 5 from the 10. Slow down offense. Jaworski with a quick drop. Short out to Oliver. Jaworski to Oliver, incomplete.
Pass interference, defense. Number 58, 5-yard penalty. Automatic, first down.
Oliver takes the handoff. 2-yard gain by Oliver, Lockhart on the tackle. Slow down offense. Hand off to Haddix. Haddix with a 6-yard run, Flowers on the tackle. 3rd and 2. 78 Denver working slowly. Jaworski with a short drop. Short slant to Quick. Jaworski throws incomplete to Quick, Williams on the coverage. Runager deep in punt formation. "38-yard punt by Runager, return of 8 by Athos. Johnson takes the handoff. Johnson with the carry, no gain, Clark on the tackle, end of the 3rd quarter, 78 Denver 40, 2nd and 10 from the 47. Snead sets up in the pocket. Medium curl to Johnson. Snead passes to Johnson, 11-yard gain, Logan on the tackle, first down. 1st and 10 at the 42. Snead shovels it to Roland. Roland with a 5-yard run, Edwards with the tackle. The hand off to Roland. Roland with the carry, 4-yard gain, Hairston with the tackle. 3rd and 1 at the 33. Johnson takes the handoff. Johnson on the sweep, no gain, Harrison on the tackle. 4th and 1. The give to Johnson. With daylight. Johnson gains 29 on the sweep, Hopkins on the tackle, first down. Roland with the transfer. Roland with a 2-yard run, Armstrong on the tackle. Goal line defense. Hand off to Roland. Roland on the carry, no gain, Williams on the tackle. New York down by 23. 3rd and goal. Snead drops back to pass. He throws into a tight window. Snead passes to Tucker, incomplete, Hopkins on the coverage. 4th and goal from the 2. Snead fades back to pass. Snead is sacked by Harrison, loss of 3. Oliver with the handoff. Oliver on the carry, gain of 4, Files on the tackle. They're taking their time. Jaworski fades back to pass. Long crossing pattern. Jaworski throws incomplete to Cab, Lockhart with the coverage. 3rd and 6 at the 9. Jaworski fades back to pass. Short hitch to Carmichael. Jaworski to Carmichael, incomplete, Athos with the coverage. Runager back in punt formation. High snap. Fumble. Runager lost 8 on the play, touchdown 73 New York, fumble recovered by Athos, returned for a 73 New York touchdown. Penalty flag. Gogelak will try the point after. Gogelak converts the extra point, 78 Denver 40, 73 New York 24. The kick from Gogelak is down by Young. 78 Denver ahead by 16. Jaworski hands to Oliver. Oliver on the carry, gain of 3, Gregory on the tackle. 2nd and 7 from the 38. Slow down offense. Running left. Oliver with the carry, no gain, Gregory on the tackle. 3rd and 7 at the 38. Jaworski working very slowly. Jaworski at the line. Drops back to pass. Jaworski throws underneath to Carmichael. Jaworski throws incomplete to Carmichael, Athos with the coverage. Runager back to punt. "48-yard punt by Runager, no return. Snead fades back to pass. Medium in. Snead with the pass to Grim, gain of 15, Edwards on the tackle, 1st down. 1st and 10. Give to Roland. Roland on the carry, gain of 2, Logan on the tackle. 2nd and 8 from the 31. Snead gives to Roland. Roland with a 3-yard run, Hairston on the tackle. 3rd and 5 from the 34. Snead at the line. Movement up front. Johnson on the draw. Johnson on the draw, 2-yard gain, penalty on the play.
Encroachment defense. Number 68, 5-yard penalty.
Johnson with the handoff. Johnson with the carry, gain of 6, Harrison with the tackle. Snead brings them to the line. 2nd and 4 from the 45. Snead gives to Johnson. 2-yard run by Johnson, Harrison on the tackle. 3rd and 2 at the 47. 73 New York hustling to the line. Takes a 5-step drop. Medium cross to Tucker. Snead to Tucker, gain of 12, Hopkins on the tackle, first down. First and 10 from the 41. 73 New York hustling to the line. Snead gives to Johnson. 2-yard run by Johnson, flag on the play.
Holding offense. Number 53, 15-yard penalty.
New York trailing by 16. First and 25 from the 44. 8:46 to go in the fourth. Snead sets up in the pocket. Medium slant to Herman. Snead to Herman, 13-yard gain, Young on the tackle. Second and 12 from the 43. 73 New York in a hurry up. The handoff to Roland. Roland on the carry, gain of 3, Logan on the stop. Third and 9. 73 New York in a hurry up. Snead sets up in the pocket. Medium hitch to Johnson. Snead with the pass to Johnson, incomplete, Logan with the coverage. Fourth and 9 from the 40. Snead sets up in the pocket. Medium curl to Herman. Snead throws incomplete to Herman, Young on the coverage. 78 Denver by 16. Some movement up front. The handoff to Haddix. Haddix lost one on the play, flag on the play.
Offsetting penalties, repeat first down.
First and 10. The handoff to Oliver. Oliver on the carry, gain of 4, Gregory on the tackle. Second and 6. 78 Denver working slowly. Jaworski pitches right to Haddix. With a lane. Haddix on the pitch, gain of 11, Lockhart on the tackle, first down. 78 Denver taking their time. Jaworski hands to Haddix. Haddix the ball carrier, gain of 3, Files on the stop. Penalty on the play.
False start, offense. Number 84, 5-yard penalty, repeat, second down.
Second and 12 at the 47. Jaworski hands to Oliver. Oliver on the carry, gain of 2, Flowers on the tackle. Third and 10 from the 45. 78 Denver in no hurry. Jaworski fades back to pass. Jaworski passes to Carmichael. Jaworski throws incomplete to Carmichael. Runager back in punt formation. Athos waiting inside his own 10. "37-yard punt by Runager, out of bounds.
Offsides, defense. 5-yard penalty.
Runager back in punt formation. Athos waiting inside his own 10. "38-yard punt by Runager, out of bounds.
Roughing the kicker, defense. 15-yard penalty. Automatic, first down.
Hand off to Oliver. Oliver with a 2-yard run, Files on the stop. 78 Denver ahead by 16. Second and 8 from the 23. They're in a slow down. Hand off to Oliver. Oliver with the carry, 3-yard gain, Flowers on the tackle. 78 Denver up 16. Third and 5 from the 20. Slow down offense. Jaworski with a short drop. Jaworski is sacked by Hughes. 2-minute warning. Franklin connects from 32 yards, 78 Denver 43, 73 New York 24. The kick from Franklin is downed by Houston. First and 10 from the 35. Snead drops back to pass. Short out to Johnson. Snead completes the pass to Johnson, gain of 2, fouls on the tackle. Snead barks out the signals. Sets to throw. Medium out. Snead completes the pass to Tucker, gain of 9, Hopkins on the tackle, first down. Snead fades back to pass. Snead dumps it to Grimm. Snead completes the pass to Grimm, gain of 2, Edwards on the tackle. Snead fades back to pass. Medium out to Johnson. Snead to Johnson, gain of 11, fouls with the tackle, first down. Snead sets to throw. Short out pass. Snead completes the pass to Grimm, touchdown 73 New York. Gogelak will try the point after. Gogelak makes the extra point, 78 Denver 43, 73 New York 31. Here's the kick from Gogelak. The kick from Gogelak is returned 16 yards by Young, Christ on the tackle. Jaworski will take a knee. Jaworski will go to a knee. Jaworski will take a knee. 78 Denver 43, 73 New York 31. Welcome to Memorial Stadium. 78 Denver takes on 97 Baltimore for a first-round playoff game. Hollis with the kick. The kick from Hollis is returned 15 yards by Lewis. Davis with the tackle. First and 10. Morris with the handoff. Fumble. Morris with the carry. Gain of 5. Fumble recovered by Jackson. 97 Baltimore maintains possession. Second and 5 from the 34. Testaverde fades back to pass. Long slant. Testaverde to Jackson. Gain of 26. Clark on the stop. First down. Graham with the handoff. Graham with a gain of 10 on the play. Poland on the tackle. First down. Transfers control to Graham. Graham on the carry. Gain of 3. Lakeman with the tackle. Second and 7 at the 27. Testaverde fades back to pass. Testaverde throws to Morris. Testaverde completes the pass to Morris. Gain of 3. Gogonius on the tackle. Third and 4 from the 24. Testaverde fades back to pass. Short hitch to Green. Testaverde completes the pass to Green. Gain of 10. Colon with the tackle. First down. And off to Morris. 2-yard run by Morris. Colon on the tackle. The hand off to Morris. Morris on the carry. No gain. Lakeman on the tackle. Third and 8 at the 12. Jackson is doubled at the line. Doubling Alexander at the line. Testaverde fades back to pass. Testaverde throws to Graham. Testaverde completes the pass to Graham. Gain of 8. Colon on the tackle. First down. And off to Morris. Morris on the carry. Gain of 3. Davey on the stop. Stacked line. Graham with the handoff. Graham on the carry. Loss of 1. Schwartz on the tackle. Third and goal at the 2. Testaverde fades back to pass. Short crossing pattern to Green. Testaverde throws incomplete to Green. Colon on the coverage. 9-yard try for Stover. Montgomery to hold. This will give them the lead. Easy kick here. Clean snap from Williams. Stover is good for 9. 97 Baltimore 3. 78 Denver 0. Stover boots it. The kick from Stover is returned 19 yards by Smith. Brady on the tackle. First and 10 from the 33. Brunel is back to pass. Long in. Brunel is intercepted by Daniel. Return at 27. Testaverde hands to Graham. 5-yard gain by Graham. Dumas on the tackle. Second and 5. Testaverde with a 7-step drop. Long fly to Jackson. Testaverde to Jackson. Incomplete. Clark on the coverage. Third and 5 from the 37. Testaverde calling signals. Takes a quick drop. Short outside pass to Jackson. Testaverde to Jackson. Incomplete. Clark on the coverage. 44-yard try for Stover. Stover made the 44-yard field goal. 97 Baltimore 6. 78 Denver 0. The kick from Stover is downed by Smith. First and 10 from the 35. Transfers control to Maston. 7-yard run by Maston, Burnett with the tackle. Second and 3 from the 42. Brunel calling signals. Brunel pitches left to Stewart. Stewart on the carry, loss of 1, Lewis with the tackle. Third and 4. Draw to Maston. Maston with a lane. 21-yard run by Maston, Jenkins on the tackle, first down. Brunel drops back to pass. Short crossing pattern. Brunel completes the pass to Givens, 11-yard gain, Jenkins on the tackle, first down. Brunel with the give to Stewart. 5-yard run by Stewart, Sharper with the tackle. Second and 5 at the 22. Mitchell is doubled at the line. Brunel drops back to pass. Brunel dumps it to Stewart. Brunel throws incomplete to Stewart, flag on the play.
Roughing the passer, defense. Number 90. Automatic, first down.
Penalty on the play.
False start, offense. Number 83, 5-yard penalty, repeat, first down.
First and 15 from the 16. Brunel at the line. He fades back to pass. Medium cross. Brunel to Howard, incomplete, Jenkins on the coverage. Brunel drops back to pass. Medium cross to Mitchell. Brunel throws incomplete to Mitchell. Third and 15 from the 16. Brunel takes a deep drop. Medium curl to Jackson. Brunel passes to Jackson, incomplete. 23-yard attempt for Hollis. Chip shot. Clean snap from Weidel. Hollis connects from 23 yards, 97 Baltimore 6, 78 Denver 3. Hollis to kick off. The kick from Hollis is returned 8 yards by Lewis, McManus on the tackle. Testaverde back to pass. Medium crossing pattern to Jackson. Testaverde throws incomplete to Jackson, Clark on the coverage. Second and 10 from the 24. Testaverde drops back to pass. Medium cross. Testaverde to Green, gain of 13, Poland on the tackle, first down. Testaverde calls out the signals. He sets to throw. Short hitch. Testaverde completes the pass to Morris, gain of 5, Goganius on the stop. Second and 5 from the 42. Testaverde fades back to pass. Short sideline pass to Jackson. Testaverde to Jackson, gain of 11, Clark on the stop, first down. First and 10 at the 47. Testaverde calls out the signals. Morris with the handoff. Morris the ball carrier, 3-yard gain, Smeenge with the tackle. The give to Morris. 3-yard run by Morris, Davey on the tackle. Third and 4 from the 41. Testaverde fades back to pass. He throws deep down the sidelines. Testaverde passes to Lewis, incomplete, Thomas on the coverage. Montgomery to punt. Howard waiting inside his own 10. "32-yard punt by Montgomery, out of bounds. 78 Denver trailing by 3. First and 10. 3:16 in the first. Give to Maston. Maston on the sweep, gain of 4, McCrary on the tackle. Brunell back to pass. Medium cross to Mitchell. Brunell completes the pass to Mitchell, gain of 14, Moore on the tackle, first down. 78 Denver trailing by 3. Doubling Jackson at the line. Brunell pitches left to Stewart. 4-yard run by Stewart, Jones with the tackle. 2nd and 6 from the 31. Maston takes the handoff. Maston the ball carrier, gain of 4, Sharper on the tackle. 3rd and 2 from the 35. I formation. Brunell calling signals. Brunell sets up in the pocket. Brunell is running with it. Brunell with a gain of 4 on the play, Lewis on the tackle, first down. End of the first quarter, 97 Baltimore 6, 78 Denver 3. Brunell at the line. Brunell hands to Maston. Maston has room to run. Maston, penalty on the play.
Personal foul. Defense. Number 27, 15-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
Brunell calls out the signals. Brunell back to pass. Short curl to Stewart. Brunell to Stewart, gain of 7, Lewis with the tackle. Brunell sets to throw. Short hitch to Stewart. Brunell to Stewart, gain of 5, Lewis on the tackle, first down. Brunell at the line. He fades back to pass. Short hitch to Jackson. Brunell completes the pass to Jackson, 9-yard gain, Langham on the stop. 2nd and 1. Brunell calls the signals. The hand off to Stewart. Stewart with a 4-yard run, Jones with the tackle, first down. 78 Denver trailing by 3. Givens is doubled at the line. Brunell gives to Maston. Maston with the carry, gain of 3, Lewis on the tackle. 12-play 85-yard drive. 6:47 off the clock. Brunell pitches left to Maston. Maston the ball carrier, gain of 5, Moore on the stop. 3rd and goal from the 1. Goal line defense. Brunell at the line. Current drive, 13 plays, 90 yards. 7:31 off the clock. Hand off to Stewart. Stewart on the carry, no gain, Lewis on the tackle. 8-yard try for Hollis. This is a chip shot. The snap from Weidel. Hollis is good for 8, 78 Denver 6, 97 Baltimore 6. The kick from Hollis. The kick from Hollis is returned 15 yards by Lewis, Thomas on the tackle. Testaverde with 3-step drop. Short hitch. Testaverde completes the pass to Alexander, gain of 9, Washington on the tackle. 2nd and 1 at the 34. Testaverde at the line. The hand off to Graham. Graham on the carry, no gain, Smeenge on the tackle. 3rd and 1 from the 34. 6-yard run by Morris, Poland on the stop, first down. Testaverde hands to Graham. Graham with the carry, gain of 4, Davey on the tackle. Testaverde sets to throw. Short into Green. Testaverde to Green, gain of 7, Poland on the tackle, first down. Testaverde brings them to the line. Back to pass. Medium slant to Jackson. Testaverde passes to Jackson, penalty on the play.
Offsides, defense. Number 25, 5-yard penalty.
The handoff to Morris. Morris with the carry, gain of 7, Schwartz on the tackle, first down. Hand off to Morris. Morris lost 3 on the play, Pritchett on the tackle. Testaverde sets up in the pocket. Testaverde is off and running. Testaverde on the carry, gain of 2, Legman on the tackle. 3rd and 11. Testaverde drops back to pass. Medium out pass to Lewis. Testaverde to Lewis, gain of 12, Thomas on the tackle, first down. Testaverde fades back to pass. Short slant to Green. Testaverde completes the pass to Green, 7-yard gain, Poland on the tackle. The give to Graham. Graham on the carry, gain of 3, Schwartz on the tackle, first down. Testaverde gives to Graham. Graham on the carry, no gain, Smeenge on the tackle. Current drive, 13 plays, 59 yards. 8:03 off the clock. Graham with the transfer. Graham with the 12-yard run, Dumas on the tackle, first down. They're chewing up the clock. Give to Graham. Graham with a gain of 3 on the play, Williams on the tackle. Tie score. Goal line defense. Give to Biner. Biner lost 2 on the play, Gogunius on the stop. 3rd and goal from the 3. 78 Denver stacked the line. 16 play 72-yard drive. 10:03 off the clock. Biner with the handoff. Biner on the carry, gain of 1, Fraze on the tackle. 9-yard try for Stover. This will give them the lead. Good snap from Williams. Stover is good from 9, 97 Baltimore 9, 78 Denver 6. Here's the kick from Stover. Stewart takes the handoff. Stewart on the carry, gain of 2, Jones on the tackle. Brunel drops back to pass. Brunel will run. Brunel has room to run. Brunel with a 26-yard run, Moore on the tackle, first down. They're in a hurry up. Brunel back to pass. He checks down to Stewart. Brunel to Stewart, incomplete. 78 Denver breaks the huddle. Brunel fades back to pass. Brunel is off and running. With daylight. 17-yard run by Brunel, Jones with the tackle, first down. 1st and 10. 78 Denver in a hurry up. Brunel fades back to pass. He dumps it to Maston. Brunel to Maston, gain of 6, Bauer on the tackle. 2nd and 4 at the 19. 78 Denver hustling to the line. Stewart takes the handoff. Stewart on the carry, gain of 3, Siragusa on the tackle. 3rd and 1 from the 16. 78 Denver in a hurry up. Brunell fades back to pass. Short out pass to Mitchell. Brunell throws incomplete to Mitchell, Moore with the coverage. 23-yard attempt for Hollis. This is a gimme. Clean snap from Weidel. Hollis is good from 23, 78 Denver 9, 97 Baltimore 9. Here's the kick from Hollis. The kick from Hollis is returned 24 yards by Lewis, with Manis on the tackle. I formation. Testaverde calls out the signals. Drops back to pass. Throws to Alexander's back shoulder. Testaverde to Alexander, incomplete, Washington on the coverage. Testaverde fades back to pass. He throws underneath to Morris. Testaverde completes the pass to Morris, loss of 3, Gogonius with the tackle. Tie score. 3rd and 13. 1:17 left in the second. Testaverde with a quick drop. Short out to Lewis. Testaverde completes the pass to Lewis, 3-yard gain, Thomas on the tackle. Montgomery from punt formation. Howard waiting inside his own 10. A 43-yard punt by Montgomery, fair catch by Howard. Brunell barks out the signals. Brunell drops back to pass. Brunell is sacked by Lewis, loss of 7. 2nd and 17 at the 3. Brunell with a short drop. Short button hook to Stewart. Brunell to Stewart, incomplete. 3rd and 17 at the 3. Stewart on the draw. Stewart with the carry, gain of 5, Lewis on the tackle. 78 Denver can't get a play off. Stover with the kick. Penalty flag.
False start. Offense. Number 81, 5-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
1st and 15. Brunell sets up in the pocket. Brunell is sacked by Lewis, loss of 6. Brunell fades back to pass. Short hitch to Howard. Brunell to Howard, incomplete, Jenkins on the coverage. 3rd and 21. Brunell fades back to pass. He dumps it to Givens. Brunell completes the pass to Givens, no gain, Daniel on the tackle. Barker from punt formation. A 46-yard punt by Barker, return of 11 by Lewis. Jackson is doubled at the line. Doubling Alexander at the line. Testaverde sets to throw. Short slant to Green. Testaverde completes the pass to Green, gain of 8, Colon with the tackle. 2nd and 2. Testaverde at the line. The handoff to Viner. Viner the ball carrier, 7-yard gain, on the tackle, first down. Tie score. Testaverde drops back to pass. Testaverde is off and running. Testaverde with a gain of 6 on the play, Mayfield on the tackle. From the give to Biner. Biner with the carry, gain of 4, Gogonius on the tackle, first down. Tie score. Testaverde with a quick drop. Short hitch to Biner. Testaverde to Biner, 9-yard gain, Williams on the tackle. Tie score. 2nd and 1 from the 20. Testaverde barks out the signals. Takes a deep drop. Long slant to Alexander. Testaverde completes the pass to Alexander, touchdown 97 Baltimore. Stover will try the point after. Stover converts the extra point, 97 Baltimore 16, 78 Denver 9. The kick from Stover is downed by Smith. Brunel fades back to pass. Brunel will run. Brunel the ball carrier, gain of 3, Daniel on the tackle. Brunel pitches right to Stewart. Stewart on the carry, gain of 5, Burnett with the tackle. 3rd and 2 from the 43. Mitchell faces a double at the line. Brunel to throw. Medium crossing pass to Jackson. Brunel passes to Jackson, gain of 13, Langham on the tackle, first down. Brunel hands to Stewart. 2-yard run by Stewart, Siragusa on the tackle. Brunel calls the signals. Drops back to pass. He checks down to Mitchell. Brunel throws incomplete to Mitchell. 3rd and 8 from the 42. Give to Stewart. Stewart with the carry, gain of 6, McCrary on the stop. 43-yard try for Hollis. Hollis missed from 43. I formation. Biner with the handoff. Biner with a 3-yard run, Smeenge on the tackle. 2nd and 7 from the 23. Testaverde fades back to pass. Short in. Testaverde completes the pass to Green, gain of 7, on the tackle, first down. Testaverde fades back to pass. Short outside pass. Testaverde with the pass to Green, gain of 7, on the stop. 97 Baltimore breaks the huddle. Morris takes the handoff. Morris with a gain of 9 on the play, Schwartz with the tackle, first down. 1st and 10 from the 46. Testaverde fades back to pass. Medium cross. Testaverde throws incomplete to Alexander, Washington on the coverage. 2nd and 10 from the 46. Testaverde calling signals. Fades back to pass. Medium slant. Testaverde with the pass to Green, gain of 11, on the tackle, first down. I formation. Testaverde at the line. Fades back to pass. Testaverde is sacked by Smeenge, loss of 10. 2nd and 20 at the 47. Testaverde yelling out the signals. Back to pass. Testaverde is sacked by David, loss of 10. 3rd and 30 at the 37. Testaverde calls out the signals. Testaverde fades back to pass. Testaverde dumps it to Morris. Testaverde is intercepted by Ogenius, return of 0. 1st and 10 from the 50. Brunel is back to pass. Short hitch to Jackson. Brunel completes the pass to Jackson, gain of 9, Langham on the tackle. Brunel sets up in the pocket. Brunel dumps it to Maston. Brunel completes the pass to Maston, gain of 4, Sharper on the stop, 1st down. The hand off to Maston. 1 yard gain by Maston, McCrary with the tackle. 2nd and 9. Stewart takes the handoff. Stewart the ball carrier, gain of 6, Moore on the tackle. 78 Denver trailing by 7. 3rd and 3 at the 30. Brunel fades back to pass. Short out. Brunel throws incomplete to Jackson, Langham with the coverage. 37-yard kick for Hollis. Parker to hold. The snap from Weidel. Hollis is good from 37 yards, 97 Baltimore 16, 78 Denver 12. Hollis with the kick. The kick from Hollis is returned 20 yards by Lewis, Davis with the tackle. 1st and 10. The hand off to Biner. Biner with a 4-yard run, Colon on the tackle. Testaverde sets to throw. Short sideline pass. Testaverde completes the pass to Biner, gain of 8, Williams on the tackle, 1st down. Testaverde hands to Biner. 8-yard gain by Biner, Schwartz on the tackle. 97 Baltimore up 4. Testaverde gives to Biner. Biner on the carry, no gain, Williams on the tackle. 3rd and 2 from the 45. Testaverde shovels it to Morris. Morris with a 3-yard run, Mayfield on the tackle, 1st down. Baltimore ahead by 4. 1st and 10 from the 48. Testaverde at the line. Fades back to pass. Medium in. Testaverde completes the pass to Green, gain of 11, Colon with the tackle, 1st down. End of the 3rd quarter, 97 Baltimore 16, 78 Denver 12. 97 Baltimore breaks the huddle. Testaverde at the line. Morris with the hand off. Morris on the carry, gain of 2, Mayfield on the tackle. 2nd and 8 at the 39. Testaverde calls the signals. Drops back to pass. Medium slant. Testaverde completes the pass to Jackson, gain of 12, Clark with the tackle, 1st down. Testaverde hands to Biner. Biner with the lane. Biner the ball carrier, gain of 20, Dumas on the tackle, 1st down. 1st and goal from the 7. Testaverde gives to Biner. Fumble. Biner lost one on the play, fumble recovered by Brown, 97 Baltimore maintains possession. 2nd and goal from the 8. Testaverde drops back to pass. Medium slant to Lewis. Testaverde to Lewis, incomplete, Thomas on the coverage. 3rd and goal. Testaverde at the line. He fades back to pass. Medium in. Testaverde to Jackson, incomplete, Clark with the coverage. 15-yard attempt for Stover. Clean snap from Williams. Stover connects from 15 yards, 97 Baltimore 19, 78 Denver 12. The kick from Stover is downed by Smith. Brunell fades back to pass. Brunell is sacked by Gallagher, loss of yard. 2nd and 19 at the 26. I formation. Brunell fades back to pass. Long slant. Brunell completes the pass to Jackson, gain of 19, Langham on the stop. 3rd and a foot. Brunell hands to Maston. 2-yard run by Maston, McCrary on the tackle, 1st down. 1st and 10 from the 47. Quick pitch to Maston. Maston lost 4 on the play, Lewis on the stop. 2nd and 14 from the 43. Brunell drops back to pass. Short sideline pass. Brunell to Jackson, incomplete. Flag on the field.
False start. Offense. Number 84, 5-yard penalty. Repeat, 3rd down.
78 Denver down 7. 3rd and 19 from the 38. Brunell drops back to pass. Medium fly to Mitchell. Brunell completes the pass to Mitchell, gain of 13, Moore on the stop. Parker back in punt formation. Lewis standing inside his own 10. "40-yard punt by Parker, return of 22 by Lewis. Baltimore ahead by 7. Testaverde drops back to pass. Short slant. Testaverde throws incomplete to Green, Colon on the coverage. 2nd and 10 at the 31. Testaverde at the line. Testaverde gives to Morris. Morris on the carry, gain of 7, Davey on the stop. 3rd and 3. Testaverde back to pass. He throws underneath to Morris. Testaverde to Morris, gain of 5, Goganius on the tackle, 1st down. And off to Biner. Biner the ball carrier, gain of 4, Dumas on the tackle. Testaverde calls the signals. Drops back to pass. Testaverde checks down to Morris. Testaverde is intercepted by Colon, return of 0. Brunell calling signals. Takes a short drop. Short in. Brunell throws incomplete to Gibbons, Jenkins on the coverage. 2nd and 10 from the 46. Brunell calls out the signals. Brunell drops back to pass. Brunell is sacked by Tucker, loss of 6. 3rd and 16. Brunell sets up in the pocket. Brunell passes to Jackson. Brunell to Jackson, incomplete, Langham with the coverage. Parker from punt formation. "34-yard punt by Barker, out of bounds. 1st and 10 from the 26. Testaverde at the line. He fades back to pass. Short cross to Green. Testaverde to Green, incomplete. Penalty on the play.
False start. Offense. Number 75, 5-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
Testaverde sets up in the pocket. False. Running room. Testaverde on the carry. Gain of 19. Poland on the tackle. First down. Takes a 5-step drop. Medium button hook to green. Testaverde to green. Gain of 10. Poland on the tackle. First down. Testaverde with a 7-step drop. Long fly to Jackson. Testaverde completes the pass to Jackson. Gain of 22. Clark on the tackle. First down. 97 Baltimore taking their time. Testaverde calling signals. Fades back to pass. Short slant to Jackson. Testaverde to Jackson. Gain of 8. Clark on the stop. Biner with the handoff. Biner on the carry. Loss of 1. Smeenge on the tackle. Baltimore leads by 7. 3rd and 3. 6:07 left in the game. Testaverde drops back to pass. Short hitch to Jackson. Testaverde passes to Jackson. Incomplete. Clark with the coverage. Stover will try from 28 yards. Stover missed from 28 yards. (78) Denver down by 7. Brunell at the line. Brunell with the give to Stewart. Stewart on the carry, gain of 4, Burnett on the tackle. 2nd and 6 from the 24. Brunell back to pass. Brunell is sacked by Burnett. Loss of 9. Critical play here for 78 Denver. 3rd and 15. Brunell sets up in the pocket. Brunell is sacked by Barker. Loss of 7. Barker deep in punt formation. Standing in the end zone. (48-yard punt by Barker, fair catch by Lewis. 1st and 10. I formation. And off to Morris. Morris on the carry, gain of 5, Goganias on the tackle. 97 Baltimore leads by 7. 2nd and 5. They're in a slow down. Give to Morris. Morris on the carry, no gain, Schwartz on the tackle. 3rd and 5 from the 49. Testaverde slow to the line. Sets to throw. Testaverde checks down to Jackson. Testaverde completes the pass to Jackson, gain of 5, Clark on the tackle, first down. Testaverde slow to the line. Testaverde gives to Biner. Biner on the sweep, no gain, Mayfield on the tackle. Testaverde will take a knee. 97 Baltimore 19, 78 Denver 12.